in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion.
That's why the Lord was so pissed. When you read Samuel, when the people came to Samuel and asked for a king to set over them, the Lord was our king. You know, that's why Samuel was like, man, you don't understand the folliness and the wickedness you did in asking for a king. Because our people always see what the other nations do and they want to emulate that. The Lord said in Deuteronomy 7:6 that we are a holy people. Now the brother broke down earlier, the word holy means separate. So the Lord always wanted us to be separate. Because when you read in the scriptures, when in Exodus, when we was coming out of Egypt, when we were to take the land of Canaan, the Lord said to kill all of them. Because if you leave them, then they're going to teach you their ways and you're going to pollute yourself. So when we mingle with these other people, we get polluted because you start trying to follow their ways.
You get indoctrinated.
You get indoctrinated. So we stay away from these people. We're supposed to be above these people. What king chills with the peasant? That's not how it's meant to go. We are the kings of this earth. You know?
It's Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces him.
See? So our law says we can't have a tattoo. Our law says not to eat swine, you know what I'm saying, not to commit adultery, you know what I'm saying, but then you got certain of our people looking over there at the other nation, they having orgies, parties, tattooed up and all shit, and some people looking like, damn, that look like they having fun. Now they seduced, and now they gonna go over there, now they just corrupted themselves. Because the Lord meant for us to be separate and not to deal with that.
Then what they're gonna do, they're gonna make an excuse. You know, oh well, I'm just flesh, Lord. I'm just flesh. You made us to go off and sin, Lord, and all of that, man. When they knew the way, the right way, but they forsook it because of vain glory, man, vain pleasures of this world, man. You know, that's what makes us pure, because we're not involved in the activity of this world, man. All we doing is seeking the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And we put everything aside. We put everything aside in our lives for this. You know, you got some brothers that teach on Friday, Saturday, and we teach on Sunday, you know, because, you know, all the brothers in our camp are pretty much off work on Sunday. We used to teach on Saturday. What happens on Saturday? People have the most fun on Friday and Saturday. Right. People wait all week to get to Friday. They got what's Wednesday, hump day, almost the weekend, baby, because they look forward to partying and
just,
you know,
got paid,
reveling in folly, you know, reveling in folly and doing all kind of wicked evil. You know, going to the club, pumping on somebody's woman. You know, they look forward to that, but we put all of that aside for this. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like you say, there's so much evil in the world. You know what I'm saying? You want to separate yourself from that. How do you do it? This is how you do it. By serving the Lord in truth. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 15:11. Say not thou, it is through the Lord that I fell away.
Yeah, man, because you can't blame the Lord for what you did, man. Like it's another one in James, man. It says, say not the Lord tempted me. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because you can't blame the Lord for the things that the things that you say, because the Lord didn't make you go off. The Lord he tested you, not tempted you. He put a test out there to see if you were sincere, and you fell for it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because when you sin, it's by decision of your own mind.
Your own lust.
Yeah, your own lust. Your lust will draw you into sin, man. And that all plays out in your thoughts. Oh man, I wish I could do that, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just do it because the Lord ain't do nothing to him for doing it. So the Lord ain't gonna do nothing for me for doing it. You know?
I got a scripture.
So it's easy to go off and do the wrong thing.
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead.
This is Second Chronicles 25. I'm gonna start at about 11 and read through a little bit. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote of the children of Seir 10,000. And other 10,000 left alive did the children of Judah carry away captive and brought them unto the top of the rock and cast them down from the top of the rock that they were broken in pieces. So you talk some motherfuckers off
Violently,
the rock.
man. Slaves them violently.
Okay.
Specifically Edomites.
Edomites. But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah set up.
In Mount Seir, that's talking about Petra.
Right.
Over there in Mount Seir, that's talking about Petra. I don't know if a lot of people know about Petra.
Sent back that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah from Samaria even unto Bethron, and smote 3,000 of them and took much spoil. Now it came to pass after that Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them and burned incense unto them. Wherefore the anger of the Lord was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent him into a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of thine hands?
Hey, the Lord was pissed, man, because the Lord was like, "Hey, man, I was with you in battle. Now you gonna put up this other God over me?
And
Did I defeat it?
And like you just said, hold on. I let you kill off so many of them, and then I let the other crew take the other point, and they had tossed a motherfucker from the mountain.
Because what happened was he probably walked into their temple, probably seen his guys looking nice, got enticed, or he probably seen the temple, or he probably seen how they worship and go, and he got wooed. You know what I'm saying? Just like the nigga when we came out of Egypt, Achan, with the Babylonian garment, with the, you know what I'm saying? Because our people get enticed, man. So off their own flesh, off their own lust, because it ultimately is what they wanted to do.
Yeah. So like I said, he basically saying exactly that. It's like, for real, you go and worship a God that couldn't keep you from beating the people that was worshiping ass, and turn your back on the God that let you beat their ass? What kind of dumb shit are you on?
Because we have the real living power. Our God is the real living God. And the Bible says that all the gods of the nations are idols. So all these other nations, they got false, they don't have real gods. We have the real God.
Yeah, that's why you don't see a statue of a so-called black man, you know what I'm saying, with an inscription under it, talking about, I am the Son of God and I'm coming to, you don't see that, because, if you set up that idol, people gonna bow to it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we consider him in our thoughts and not what we see. You know what I'm saying? Hey, finish that.
Okay, this is Sirach 15:11. Say not thou, it is due the Lord that I fell away, for thou oughtest not to do the things that he hateth.
Hey, you're not supposed to do the things he hated, man. Like that. For that example, serving other guys. The anger of the Lord was kindled against them because the Lord, like, I just helped you beat these people down, and now you're gonna take their gods and put them over me. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid, but that was the kind of stuff our people was doing. That's why we had to go into hardcore slavery like we did.
Yeah. That's why we suffered the things we suffered. That's why slavery happened to us. That's why all those things you hear about slavery, and then what happened, you're like, damn, that's some fucked up shit that happened to them. That was meant to happen to us, because we fucked up. Because it says in the Bible that, I paraphrased the scripture yesterday and I butchered the hell out of it. But it goes basically, what happened to us, what happened to Zion, haven't happened unto no other nation under heaven. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what book it's in, but I know it's in there, you know?
Let me get in here. I'll get right back.
Okay. Yeah, go.
Baruch 6 and 10.
Because really no other nation can say that they went over into slavery on slave ships.
Right.
You know, the situation of those slave ships, man, where people, our people was vomiting and fucking
shitting and having
shitting on themselves,
birth
man.
And all the other shit.
And they were shackled just like this. So he right here next to me, and we can't move, and the conditions on them ships was horrible. And the sharks, to this day, the sharks follow the same migratory pattern as the ships did. Why? Because they was throwing us over the ship and the sharks would eat. That's horrible, man. Yep. They was feeding they was using our babies as alligator bait to catch the alligators, to make alligator shoes and belts. You know what I'm saying? What they was doing to the
picture right
yep.
there. Yeah, picture right there.
What they were doing, and that's just the Southern Kingdom. But what they were doing to the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Latins and Native Americans, how they
right here.
This stolen ground right here. How can you say that somebody's an immigrant when you're the immigrant? You came and stole this land. What they were doing to the so-called Latins, that they're string the women up and cut the babies out of their stomach and then stump the baby in the ground.
That's in the book of Hosea.
South, Central, and North America, as far as South, Central, and
Southern, Central, and South America.
Yeah, all of that northern part of what would be considered Latin actually ran all up through California, damn near up to Washington. Yeah, out that way. So I mean, to actually be able to stand here and tell the Latinos, as they want to call them, that you are immigrants, it's like, dude, how much of this land do we actually have before you came? And I mean, you still got, what is Los Angeles? What is Arizona? All these are motherfucking names. Look at the names themselves.
Actually, that's equivalent for us today, going over to Europe, enslaving all the people that's in Europe and putting them in reservations, making a little spot and say, look, this is where y'all stay, and we take the whole land. That's equivalent of that's happening today, which technically England is not their land anyway. But that's another story.
Matter of fact, actually, if you look up that word Indiana, the word Indiana actually means Indian's land. Right. All right. That's why you got so many Native American names. Actually, it's part of cities like Milwaukee, Indiana, Kokomo. Is Kokomo one of them?
I think Ohio
is one of them. That's why you got so many Native Americans' names. It's part of these lands over here because this actually was Native America's land.
Illinois. This is Jeremiah 10:16. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Yeah. Hey, Jacob is the former of all things. That's why it was so many inventions, and that's why everybody emulates the so-called people on this side. That's why when these people are what they call trendsetters. Yeah. You know, everybody emulates these people because they're the former of all things. Right. You know, they got books that go back. Hey, they got these brothers in Nigeria invented what's called fiber optics. Yeah. The cable system. Yeah. That's how you can travel information from one point to another. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Through wire.
You know, it was also a guy that was in Nigeria. I think he made a radio that could reach over here to America. And he made it out of junk over there, out of scrap parts over there. And another thing, to piggyback on what the brother's saying, man, we actually founded everything that makes this country great. Our forefathers is what founded it. The oil machine was made by a man named McCoy.
The refrigerator,
the stoplight, the engine. The engine, man. George Washington Carver. Ford was his friend, but he stole a lot of his ideas, man. Because matter of fact, Ford came up with the car first. Yeah. Ford came up with the assembly line, right?
And knowing that, a nigga probably told him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a picture I want to show. Basically, this is back when Esau first came over here. Back when Esau first came over here, it shows you the 13 colonies, and it says on the brown, it says unexplored. Now, who people was unexplored was the Indians and the Mexicans, right? It says 13 colonies right there, and all was unexplored. It's Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, everybody know about the 13 colonies. Yeah. When they had them, that's what Esau was dwelling in when they first came here. Now, the unexplored was basically the Indians and the Mexicans was dwelling in. And then Esau kept pushing forward, pushing them out to to central America.
And another land that they took was New York, Manhattan. Yep. They actually took that from the Indians and for beads. The rapper, what's his name?
Easy.
Old Dirty Bastard.
Old Dirty Bastard, right? He was actually part of Shinnecock Indian. He could trace his lineage back to his grandfather used to own Manhattan. So that's why they put so much hell on him, because he was actually trying to get the land back which really was rightfully his grandfather's, man. And so that's why they put all that bullshit on him. Said he was losing my. He actually got a video out that he was saying, man, you know, they trying to kill me.
George Bush.
Yeah, George Bush. He said, man, them niggas trying to kill me. And all of this stuff comes out, man, because it's just proving more that this man stole this land, man. You know?
Damn devil.
Right.
He stole it, and when brothers started waking up to what was part of their actual inheritance in this land, labeled him crazy, labeled him lunatic, labeled him stupid. Yeah, hey, I give you something here recently. When Dave Chappelle went to get his money,
Yeah, that's right.
he took that deal, but he was like, no, I don't want this on this. I'm gonna get it on the backside.
That's right.
He went out to Cali to get his. He said, this is how we go chop the pot up. They said, okay. He went out there to Cali to get his $500 million that he was entitled. They said, we can't. We can give you $50 million.
Yeah.
And whatnot. He was like, no, we said $500 million. By the time he left that office, got on a plane, and was on his way back to Ohio, by the time he touched down, they had demonized him, cracked out, this, that, and other, blah, blah, the whole deal.
Yeah.
But the man that made you almost $2 billion, and he said that this is what the portion was, and when he had did that, everybody know that on Comedy Central, the Dave Chappelle show is killing motherfuckers.
Some people are telling for themselves, Dave Chappelle coming on in 3 hours, I'll just come back in 3 hours.
It was universal too. Fuck this damn devil.
That's right, man.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Hey.
All right, man.
Yeah.
You want to finish the scripture, or you want to just?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, finish that.
Okay, this Sirach 15 and 12. Say not thou, he hath caused me to err, for he had no need of a sinful man.
The Lord has no need of a sinful man. You know, first of all, the only people that can sin is the Israelites, because that's who the law was given to. That's why when Moses brought the tablet down, you know what I'm saying, after they had came out of Egypt, Moses had brought the tablet down to the children of Israel. Right. He didn't give it to the whole world. He gave it to the children of Israel. A few times.
That's right.
Not one time,
Right.
times.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, 13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shah
He
love
hated
it
all
not.
abominations, right? So where is that he loved everybody? Just said he hated all abominations, so he hates too.
Yeah.
Why you think we hate?
Yeah.
I mean, and since the scriptures say that he changed not, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. In the Old Testament, say Esau Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right.
And then in Romans, it reiterated the same thing. Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. So he ain't changed. So why does everybody want to think that it's going to be high fives and lollipops when the Lord comes back?
Yeah, and
But Joel says that it's a day of gloom when the Lord shows up.
Hey, the Lord created us, man. The Lord created us in His image and after His likeness. So every emotion that we have, He has.
That's right. That's right.
You know, if we get angry, He gets angry.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We feel loved. In love, He feels in love.
Right.
You know?
Hey, the scripture says that he is a jealous power.
Yeah.
Right.
And he looks at us as his woman. So
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
sin and worship these other gods, we're looking at it as adultery. That's what fornication is, a spiritual adultery. So when we worship other gods, we're actually cheating on the Most High.
Right.
So,
You know?
Yeah, and Lord, it's just like your children. If you got kids, man, and as the Lord looks at us, man, when He said He had touched the apple of His eye, because Esau had. Well, our people did go off, but He furthered our affliction when He's supposed to just kept us in slavery and just let us do our little punishment. He's supposed to let us go, but He didn't. He furthered the affliction. If you can,
That's in Zechariah, yeah.
And it ain't just Esau.
No,
Esau the
God,
main
it's all the
one,
nations.
but the rest of these nations is gonna follow up
right,
behind it.
Yeah,
So
because they know
all
that
these nations
So,
going into slavery.
so what you would call the Chinese, which is Moabites, we went into slavery under them for 18 years.
right.
But the Chinese don't acknowledge that, but it's in the scripture under Eglon.
Yeah, so hey, brother, man.
yeah.
You know, you got a humble spirit. You sat here, you dealt the whole time, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, so brother.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Hope and pray.
Never heard about it before.
Hope and pray you are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, because there is something called
It's a possibility you could be one.
there is something called the confusion of faith.
Most Edomites can't stand up and
They wouldn't listen to